So welcome to Hoteliers Kenya. This is a channel that I promised you that I'll be bringing you professionals in the industry, not for any other reason, to share their story so that you can get inspired. And today I have with me Mr. Matheka, who is the manager, Thika Greens Golf Resort, and this is where we are. And he will share with us his journey of what he has done, as well as the few challenges he has encountered. So welcome to the channel. As you sit there to listen, we'll be grateful for you to comment below any other person that would like us to feature. So karibu sana Mr. Matheka.
Asante sana.
Karibu sana.
Yeah, thank
Maybe
you.
just to start off, you can just share with us your journey, where you schooled, how did you start the hospitality industry?
I can say my journey for the hospitality started way back when I was in secondary school.
Oh, wonderful.
Because I had a passion for hospitality. I really felt that the service to people, it was in me. So in Form 3, we had choices for subjects, and I found myself choosing home science as a subject. And I knew what I wanted. After I finished my Form 4, I stayed home for like 1 year, still trying to figure out exactly what I wanted. And I made my decision, and from there is when I decided to join the college. So I joined a college in town, which was Air Travel and Related Studies Center. And then I pursued my diploma in food and beverage services and sales. When I finished my diploma, obviously I got an attachment in Intercontinental Hotel, and I can say that is now where my journey started.
Wonderful.
So I did my internship in all departments: housekeeping, kitchen, service. It was for 4 months. Then after I finished, I went back to college and I completed my college. After that, I worked in few organizations as a casual waiter. So I went to Hilton, where I worked for, I think, 2 months. Then I got a friend of mine who used to live in Malindi. So there was an Italian hotel by the name Bush Baby Resort. It was just starting. So I went down to Malindi with a lot of hope to work at the coast. Unfortunately, I went to Malindi and I worked for 2 months.
Wow.
And the clashes started. So it was my first time in the coast. So the clashes were so bad that I had to leave. By then, I was being housed by a friend of my brother. So I had not even rented a house. So I just packed my bag and came back to Nairobi. When I came back to Nairobi, I continued hustling to get a job because I was just new in the field. So luckily, I landed a job at the Carnivore as a waiter. And I worked at Carnivore for 2.5 years as a waiter.
Okay.
And while I was at Carnivore, I was young and I wanted to explore about hospitality because I had a passion for it. I saw an advert in the Nation newspaper. By then there was no social media, there was no phones, and I applied. Actually, we had to post it in the poster. That was an advert from Kenya Airways. I applied, and I was called for interview. And I can remember very well we did our interviews at Hilton Hotel. I was called and I was informed that I passed the interview.
Wonderful.
I joined KQ. It was a contract job, but it did not matter to me because actually I was so excited to work in an airline at that age. I joined there. I worked in KQ for 2 years. My contract expired, but even before my contract expired, Tamarind, because I used to go back to Carnivore, to say hi to my friends. The manager told me he asked me where I was, and I told them that I'm in KQ, my contract is going to expire at this time, and they told me I have to come back to Tamarind Group. Immediately my contract expired, I was recalled to Tamarind to work at the Tamarind Tamarind restaurant. By then it was located at Carnivore, and it was a very fine dining restaurant. Still, I did not renew my contract at the Kenya Airways. I decided to go back to my previous employer, and because what came to my mind is that when you see an employer recalling you, they must have seen something in you.
Potential in you.
Yes, so I went back to Tamarind, and I worked in Tamarind for almost 5 years. And when I was at the Tamarind is when I decided that I wanted to gain more experience. And that time there were so many Kenyans who were looking for opportunities abroad. So I happened to meet my friend who gave me, some direction or a route to take so that I can at least go to abroad. So again, I said I have to try. I tried, and the agent who I was trying with, actually, she was so encouraging, and I applied. Within a month, I was called for interview. When you are being called for interview, the agent will not tell you which company you're going for. But I decided that my vision was to be at the abroad, gain the experience, and then come back to Kenya. So we went for interview. I remember very well we did the interview at the Norfolk. That time was Norfolk. And when we went there, it's when we were asking which company are we going to work for. So when we went there, we were about 250 people.
Wow.
The first thing they did is to put a very nice video. And I remember seeing Jumeirah, and I did not know what is Jumeirah. So we could see people at the beach, we could see nice hotels, but we knew the company is from Dubai. Anyway, so we did the interview, and we left. Nobody knew who has been taken, who has been selected. So I went home, and after 2 days, the agent called me and told me I was successful to join Jumeirah, and the company was going to pay for us the air tickets. They will give us accommodation, they will give us food. It was just an exciting offer. I did not think twice. So I
took the opportunity.
I took the opportunity, and I started applying for my passport because I had no passport by that time. And within a month, we flew out. We went to Dubai. I remember when we landed at the Dubai airport, when the plane opened the door, we felt like we were in an oven because it was around October. And that is the time when Dubai, the temperatures are around 48 to 50 there. But I decided when I felt that heat, I said, it's okay. We have to try everything as long as we have a passion of what we are doing. So we were around 7 guys. So we were picked by the driver of the company. We were dropped in our accommodation. The following day, we were taken to the hotel which we were supposed to work. Paperwork was done. And that is when I came to learn that the hotel which I was about to join, or the hotel I was joining, was an international hotel. It was one of the finest hotels in Dubai, and actually the hotel which owns the 7-star hotel in the world.
Wow.
That is Burj Al Arab. So, but I was not to work in Burj. I was to work in Madinat Jumeirah. Madinat Jumeirah was a big resort which had 3 hotels. That was Mina Salam, Daramasia, and Mina Salam. So I started my journey again there in a foreign land, and I worked there. I started as a supervisor, and after a few years, these guys saw that there was a potential in me, and I was given a chance to become an outlet manager.
Wow.
So I started growing, and I had a passion of, and I knew what I wanted. I had a dream that when I come back home, I wanted to develop people who are starting their career. So while I was in Dubai, I was again promoted to assistant F&B manager. And in 2012, I decided to come back home. So I resigned. I resigned because after staying in Dubai for almost 6 years, I thought to come back and look for a job. And I was too daring to resign and come back without a job. So I came back here and I stayed for 3 months. I got some jobs, consultancy jobs to do, but Jumeirah called me and told me to go back to Dubai. Again, it happened like Tamarind, the way they did. So I did not think twice. They paid me for the air ticket, everything, and I went back to Dubai. I worked in Jumeirah, it's the same company, for another 1.5 years. But again, I could feel that I wanted to come back home so that I can start developing people, young people who are coming up, because I felt that I have an experience which is more than enough to come and work for a company in Kenya. Unfortunately, I did not get a chance to come to Kenya. My friend referred me to a company called Amsco. Is African Management Services Company. This is a company which manages or places companies. They will place managers in companies so that those companies they can grow. So this time they had an opportunity in West Africa. We went through a very rigorous interview, and I got a job with them to work in Ghana, that is in Accra, in an hotel called Oak Plaza. Basically, Amsco is in conjunction with the UNDP, so it was more of a UN job. So it was a contract for 2 years. Still, I wanted to come to Kenya, but I said, all in all, Ghana is Africa.
Yeah, Ghana is Africa.
So I flew to Ghana. I joined Oak Plaza as a group food and beverage manager. Oak Plaza, they had 3 hotels. There was Oak Plaza. There was another hotel which was not very far from Oak Plaza. Oak Plaza is on Spindex Road, and they had another hotel in Kumasi. So I was the group food and beverage manager. So again, it was a contractual job, so I worked there for 2 years. When the contract expired, basically when the contract expires for Amsco, they will replace you to another hotel.
Okay.
Because by the time you finish that contract, you must have, brought up somebody
Yes.
to
Who
fit
can-
in your
yeah, who can
shoes.
fit in your shoes.
That is their job. They make sure you get a local person, grow them to fit in your shoes for 2 years. If you don't do that, then you are failure.
Yeah,
you
you have failed.
So by the time I finished, I had already someone who was very okay, who had fit very nicely to my shoes. The reason why they do that is in West Africa they don't have a nice school
Okay.
for hospitality. Let me take you back a little bit. While I was in Jumeirah, they have a school called Emirates Academy.
Okay.
Emirates Academy is an hospitality school like Italy, which is well known
Yeah.
almost all over the world. And they sponsored me to do my degree,
Okay.
which I did there for 4 years. The plan was, if the company sponsors you to do the degree, then you need to work for them for 2 years.
Okay.
I mean, you can't leave.
Yeah.
They'll be paying
have
you.
grown you.
But they have grown you. So I worked for them, and I even continued until I got this job for Hamsco. So when I went to, let me go back now to Ghana. So when my contract expired in Ghana, Hamsco, they had no other hotel around Ghana. So I decided now to leave Ghana.
Okay.
And while I was preparing to leave Ghana, I got the opportunity to go to Nigeria.
Wow.
Nigeria, I joined an hotel by the name West Town, which was in Ikeja. A very fine hotel. Again, I was the food and beverage manager, a group. They had an hotel in Ikeja, and they had another hotel in along the highland.
Okay.
So I managed the 2 hotels for about 1.5 years. One challenge I had in Nigeria is it's a rough country whereby you can't even think of going with your family.
I see.
So the contract was for 2 years, but by the time it was 1.5 years, I still felt that I wanted to come back home. So at that point, I got a consultancy job to go to Dubai. You know, Dubai was like home for me.
Yeah.
So I decided to leave Nigeria. I went to Dubai for 3 months on a consultancy job. It was just to open a chain of restaurants which were coming up. So I went back there, and after we set up everything, I came back to Kenya. But while I was there, I had already applied few jobs in Kenya. I was called by Jacaranda Hotel while I was there. Actually, the HR called me because my number was still active for Dubai.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I kept it active, and all the numbers were in my CV. So the HR called me and told me if we can do a video interview, and I told her it's fine. So we did. It was on a Friday, I remember, and I had already paid my air ticket to come back home on Saturday. So we talked for a few minutes, and I told her, actually, I'm flying out tomorrow to Kenya. And she told me there's no need even to do that video.
You could.
I'll just go to Jacaranda Hotel on Monday, and then we can do the interview. And I confirmed that. So I landed here on Saturday. I settled on Sunday. Then on Monday I walked here early in the morning. I went to Jacaranda Hotel. I met the panel. We had a very interactive interview. And again, I was not sure if I was I have been successful because we were many.
Okay,
Again,
okay. You have several
we were
candidates.
several.
Yeah.
So after 2 days, I received a call from HR and told me I was the best fit. And now we started the process of recruitment,
Onboarding, yeah.
and I joined Jacaranda. In Jacaranda, I was in charge of the main hotel and the Nod. The Nod was a very new restaurant, which was Pizza Garden before. It was closed for renovation. So I was in charge of the two, the Nod and the hotel. The hotel had a restaurant and the pool area, and the conference facilities which could accommodate up to 1,000 people.
Wonderful.
Then the Nod, there was a coffee shop, the restaurant, and then the bar with a capacity of, let's say, around 200 people. So I worked in Jacaranda from 2016 until 2019 when I decided to move, because our industry is about, if you don't move, then it means you can't gain a lot of experience, and sometimes you get stuck. I have a friend who worked in an hotel for 20 years, and I can tell you, if and he was still there even before COVID. And I can tell you, if he could have gotten a job to another hotel, you'll have a lot of challenge, because you will have no experience.
Yes.
So again, I decided to make a move, and that time I got a job with the Silver Springs Hotel, where I was F&B manager. The place I was until the COVID, hit our country. So when the COVID came, the directors or the owners decided to close the hotel temporary, as the situation. Yeah. So the situation did not get better. So up to now, the hotel is still closed. But I said that because of the passion I have, in January this year, I joined the Thika Greens Golf Resort. Is a very upcoming golf resort in Thika. Actually, it's in Muranga County, but it's just close to Thika. It has accommodation. It has a golf resort, which it has 19 hole. It has a clubhouse, but it's not an exclusive members club. It's anybody can come in. You can walk in, and now it has two sides: side for members and side for walking. So it's an open for everyone. So it has villas which has rooms. It has houses, which, I mean, it has accommodation. We have conference rooms, and we have now the clubhouse, and that's where I am currently as a food and beverage manager.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow, you have a very impressive profile, Mr. Matheka. And I just want to know what really motivates you, what really keeps you in this industry?
Basically, it's a very tough industry. Let me be sincere with you, because you find that you are forced to work even during weekends, because it's when people are relaxing, and you don't have time even sometimes for your family. But what motivates me is to see people getting the prompt service, to see people doing the comments that they have gotten value for their money. To see the staff are motivated, to see the staff that I download the knowledge I have gained since I started my journey to them, because I believe in growing people. When I see my waiting staff, I see F&B managers in them, because very soon, or when I will leave, the industry, I need to have groomed people have to fit in my shoes.
Oh,
And that motivates me a lot. Yes.
Yes, and I think that's really good to even any upcoming hotelier who probably started his journey recently, or you just graduated from your college, and I don't know what you can tell that person who actually just graduated. What does he expect in the industry, and what will what does he or she need to do, to develop his career? What skills does he need? Yeah.
Okay, let me start by saying this. There's one thing I've noticed in the industry. Sometimes when we are busy, I go to colleges, I ask for help for people to come and work as casuals on the weekends. But I've noticed that there's a very big gap between the time we were in college and the people who are in college now.
Wow.
Yeah, they are getting the education, they are getting the practical part of it, but they are not taking, I don't think they are taking it seriously, because you bring somebody in, and actually whatever they are doing, or you can see that they need, there's a lot to be done. Some are good, who take seriously what they are doing, and some you could say they are not passionate. So
Passion
from
is
I
key.
think I think some people they don't think well when they are choosing their career. You need to have a passion of what you do in
Of the
everything.
industry.
If you are passionate with the industry, I can tell you for sure that when you get into that college, you will be able to do what it takes. What I can tell the people who are now in the college or who are just starting the industry, kindly have a passion of what you do. It's not an easy industry, because you will work odd hours, you will work on shifts, you will work on weekends. When you join this industry, you have to forget 5 o'clock, 8 to 5. You have to really be passionate. Otherwise, you will work for a few years and then you will quit.
Yeah, you'll quit.
You will quit.
And definitely you'll not get the reward that comes with staying longer in the same industry.
Yes. And again, something I've realized is, you see, when people, when these young guys, they go to college and they do a degree, for example. Personally, I have done a lot of trainings. I have been to Australia. When I was in Dubai, I went to Australia for 6 months to do my training. I've been to Italy countless times. I've been to Strathmore, just to make sure that I get that knowledge.
You get that knowledge.
I get that knowledge. But you see, the people nowadays, if you ask them, if you finish college or university and you have the degree, and you come, for example, to Thika Greens, you expect to be the general manager. It is a journey.
Yeah.
It is a journey.
It's a journey.
And unless you take that route, and then you follow the journey, then you will not make it. You should not have a lot of expectation. Just make sure you have passion of what you do and work towards your goals. And I can guarantee you that you will get there.
Oh, wonderful. And for sure we can't close by maybe probably not you commenting about what the COVID has done to our industry. We know definitely it led to massive layoffs. Hotels closed down, some people were fired, others went to unpaid leaves and such. I don't know, probably you need to encourage your fellow hoteliers who are out there wondering what's next. How should they rebrand themselves, even as we hope for a brighter future beyond COVID?
Yeah, sure. COVID has badly hit the industry in Kenya. I have a very big network in the industry, and a lot of people, or a lot of my friends, they are even at home. And it has a lot of impact, not only for the employers or investors, but also the employees, because after when it was announced about the closing of the hotels, most of us thought it would take 4 or 5 months,
Yeah.
and then we are back on our foot.
We didn't know.
But actually, it is a very difficult time for the hoteliers, and what I can encourage people is do not lose hope. I know things will work out. Like for me, I didn't even know that I will land a job in Thika. Keep on trying. There are platforms in the social media where people post and vacancies. Do not be negative. Do not say it's for con people. Keep on trying. As long as you are not being asked money to pay, keep on trying, because apart from Nairobi, the other parts of Kenya, there are some places which are open, and they are really working, because like recently when the 5 counties were closed, Nairobi, Machakos, Kiambu, they were mostly affected. But places outside those counties, the hotels were still running. So don't be choosy. When you get a job, even if it's outside Nairobi, kindly grab it. As things get better, you can always go back to your preferred place of work. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. I think that is it for today, fellow hoteliers. We continue to bring you such inspiration from your fellow hoteliers. And if you are there and would like us to feature you in this platform, it's free of charge. Personal initiative to create a knowledge sharing platform for you to grow. Thank you very much, and subscribe to the channel and leave your comments below in the comment section. Karibu sana.